respond. Prime Minister Modi has been very adept at this. We've seen this in the past when he and President Obama were able to forge a fairly close relationship, and he's coming to America on this trip primarily to do this, which is to focus on developing a personal relationship with Trump as the bedrock from which the broader U.S.-India relationship can flourish from.
Both have more than 30 million Twitter followers, both a very strong individual following in their own countries. And both have this shared, worry about terrorism and global security. How much of that is going to play in their relationship?
So I think on this visit, terrorism and defense are going to be the two big talking points. For Prime Minister Modi, he's made terrorism and India's challenges with terrorism as one of the preeminent issues that's facing India. And with Trump, I think he's going to find a very eager audience because, as we know, on the campaign trail, Trump talked a lot about Islamic terrorism and the U.S. fight against it. So I think the joint concerns about terrorism, Modi in particular, the focus about Pakistani-sponsored terrorism is going to be a key feature in this discussion.
What exactly does India want from this visit?
So a couple things. One, the primary goal is to build a personal relationship. Second goal is to get America to be more in line with India's views on the region. And by this, what I mean is that this administration is still fairly new and impressionable. They haven't filled a lot of senior South Asia-focused policy positions in the White House. So this is going to be an opportunity for Modi to come and explain to Trump India's views when it comes to the region and potentially shift U.S. foreign policy to be more in line with India's views. And this is a pretty good opportunity for them to do that. So if Modi can come away with that, it's going to be pretty successful. And ultimately, defense feeds into this. India has a lot of common interests when it comes to the U.S. on the defense side. So if there can be more joint cooperation, potentially even greater arms sales from U.S. to India, that's going to be a key feature here.
And what about the view on China? Because again, perception there shared of a threat and a worry.
Yeah, absolutely. India's been very clear that what China's doing in South Asia should be a cause of concern. In America, I think you are seeing, again, a receptive audience on this point. Specifically, China's development of ports in Pakistan, the port of Gwadar, for example, what they're doing in Sri Lanka with the port developments. An overall expansion into the Indian Ocean region by China is something that's deeply concerning to India. And again, this is an area that the U.S. does have sympathy with India. So you will see greater talk, for example, on maritime cooperation, which fits into the broader defense platform.
And just finally, what about trade, aid? Because it's not clear how much Mr. Trump is going to move on that. Visas has been much talked about in the Indian diaspora.
Absolutely. So the H-1B visas is an issue that affects Indian industry on a profit level. The trade issue is something that Trump has spoken about. Trade deficits are an issue that he raises often. Now, the U.S.-India trade deficit is not that big. India is number 10 on the list. I think from Modi's perspective, he's going to try to avoid both topics as much as possible. He will raise visas, but he will not make it a big issue, only because the purpose of this trip is not to focus on areas of disagreement, but rather focus on areas of agreement where the two can find areas of cooperation.
Shailesh Kumar there, thanks very much indeed for your time. Good to speak to you. Thank you.